Welcome to episode 170 of Cruising Sea Venture. Can you believe 170 episodes? So we're in the Sea of Cortez. We're right now in La Paz, but we've been to Espiritu Santo Island where we'll be going back to. But in this episode, what you're going to see is an epic 2.6 nautical mile, 30-minute cruise from one phenomenal anchorage to another. You're going to see us snorkeling in 2 feet of water. How many fish can there actually be in 2 feet of water? Watch and you'll see. Then we'll snorkel in deeper water, okay, like 5 feet or 6 feet of water. And then we'll undertake another epic cruise from Espiritu Santo for 3 hours into La Paz and through the narrow channel into we're anchored in La Paz. So please, if you enjoy the video, subscribe, like, click the little notification bell thingy so you know when we post a new video, especially since we're not that consistent. Sorry about that. And then comment too, and I try to answer all the questions. So relax, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cruising Sea Venture.
We kind of left it here on the side of the boat. It's our we didn't really want to put it up last night, kind of our lazy way of putting it up part way and just getting it out of the wind and the weather. Well, at least the wind and the waves.
Where it makes a lot of noise.
And then we opened up the side deck for exploration. We also tried something new back here. We have removed all the isinglass that used to be hanging up back here. We still have the screens in the back because when the sun is shining right on the boat, the screens make a difference. And we removed them from the sides.
The hanging tender somehow remains fascinating. Gonna go on our very short cruise today. Let's show you real quick. Generators running right now, so it's putting out 7,000 watts and 120 volts. Alternators at idle are putting out alternators at idle are putting out 1,000 watts. That's plus the load. 180 watts from the solar panels. The end result is, sitting here at idle with the generator running, we're putting in 265 amps into the batteries. We're drawing 4,000 watts right now, but that's because the water maker's running and Rosie's got the AC blasting in the salon here. It's 77 degrees in here now. I think it was 81 when we got back from the tender ride, so the air conditioner's running back here. It actually feels really good standing here. Otherwise, I think we're ready to go on our 2.6 mile journey. I could show you on time zero with the vector charts where we're going, but it's worthless. It's not even worth looking at. So we'll look here. Here's where we are. Here's where we're going. Here's where we were anchored a few days ago. So last time we came 1 anchorage north. Now we're going 2 anchorages south. There's supposed to be some really good, an island out here with really good snorkeling. So we're going to go check that out. Time to up anchor.
Oh, joy, all the way down. Okay. All right, let me go switch off the wow, let's take a look at that. That is something else.
Traveling out of the anchorage after getting that grass off of everything. Probably got some in the chain locker, but I think we'll cruise today at 1,040 RPM. Gives us, can you see it in the sun? 5 knots. For our 2.5 mile trip, that'll make it a half hour to the other anchorage. rounding the last turn of our 30-minute voyage. Looking in at the anchorage. About 12 or 14 knots of wind out here, but I think when we duck behind these hills, a lot of that will go away.
We are now anchored in our new bay. Check it out, no grass on the bulb yet.
A little bit already.
There's one of the eco camps. There's 2 of them in this bay. So I guess if you're so inclined, you could camp here.
So we just walked the tender in the last 300 feet. Pretty shallow. Knee deep. I'll try to zoom in. I don't know if you can see. Sea Venture between the rocks way over there. And our tender on the beach in paradise.
Here we are enjoying the sunset from the Candelero anchorage here on Espiritu Santo Island.
Tonight's view from the back porch.
Indeed. Look at that. The sun has set now, has been down for a little bit, and I just looked out this way and I thought it was kind of cool to see. Take a look at all the sailboats here. I guess we're the only powerboat and we're the leftmost boat. So we have a view of all the remaining boats off of our starboard side. Pretty cool to see all these boats gently rocking at anchor. Watching.
Look over here, Rose. Rose.
Did you get one? He's not lifting his head. Oh, he is. Oh, good job. Another gorgeous sunset from this anchorage. It's done the effective job of turning everything kind of orange, an orangey glow. Just getting the ends of it here. Look at that.
Good morning. Here we are after our third night in Candelario Bay. It's been a great anchorage. We initially went and snorkeled around a little tiny island that is right in the sunshine right now, close to the beach. That was our first snorkeling adventure. And our second snorkeling adventure was the island right here out closer to the entrance to the bay, which is I think the more popular snorkeling destination. There was a bunch of snorkelers there yesterday, so that was the second snorkeling spot that you saw a little earlier in the video. So now I think after 3 nights it's time to head toward La Paz. We are 22 nautical miles, 3.5-hour cruise into La Paz, which is out and that way. And I think that's what the plan is now, is to kind of get Sea Venture all ready and head off toward La Paz. Whether we make it all the way there or whether an anchorage snatches us along the way, we just don't know. We'll have to wait and see where we end up today. But I think that's the current plan, is to get everything ready and go for a gentle cruise here at the southern end of the Sea of Cortez.
We're in the pilot house. We're getting ready to go. I thought I'd walk you through all the different spaces and what we've done. Up here, just put away stuff and, of course, take all the sunscreens down off of the windows.
Already getting warm in here.
Yeah, it is.
Sunscreen's all gone.
In the galley, we took care of all the dishes, got everything cleared off the counters, of course, and just need to latch all the cabinets, which I haven't done yet. That's done. Down here, just got stuff put away. It's amazing what a mess 2 people and 2 cats can make, but we can do it, and we can clean it up. And then back here, again, we just tidied up and left a chair up for Blake. Yeah, and then got the lazarette cleaned up, the engine room set, ready to go. I think we're ready to go.
All right. We're on our way toward La Paz, about a 3.5-hour cruise. You can see us here on Navionics and on the infamous, I've said a million times, pretty worthless vector charts, but thankfully there are high-resolution detailed charts of La Paz in the vector charts, so we will be good once we get there. Cruising at 6 knots today. I thought it'd be fun to just go 6 knots and see what that does. So RPMs are right now 1325 or so, is holding us at 6 knots. So that's where we'll stay RPM wise. Should arrive in La Paz a little bit before 1 p.m.
We're leaving Espiritu Santos and we're working our way to La Paz. We are about 2 hours and 15 minutes out, cruising at about 6 knots. This is looking a lot like no wind and flat seas. We're having a beautiful cruise this morning in this beautiful sunny weather. Barkley's taking a rare moment to sit on Jim's lap this morning, whatever it is, yeah. And Blake has pretty much decided to hang out on the floor in front of the chair. That's where he's been the entire cruise.
moving along toward La Paz in completely flat water, minus the boat wake we're going over right now. Absolutely zero wind, kind of cool. Getting ready to go back into high quality, large scale charts, which will be nice. So La Paz has a dredged channel that is several miles long, that has a dog leg at the beginning. So we'll just, and a lot of boat traffic right into La Paz. So we'll just get ready to do some active cruising here as we head toward good charts for vector charts and a detailed dredged channel that will wrap us around slowly into La Paz. Here we are on the chart now, getting ready to enter the long channel to downtown La Paz. Let's go outside and take a look. Get this beautiful calm weather as we approach La Paz here. Almost 80 degrees out this morning. We're gonna go over that way. And a channel does a dog leg over here and then turns back and goes along the shore there. And I can see, I don't think you'll see it in the camera, over there is downtown La Paz and the marinas, but there's a huge sandbank here that runs a few miles over. So we go this way and do a dog leg. We go right toward Costa Baja Marina. It's the mega yacht marina here in La Paz that we'll go right in front of. And then we'll go right along, it's kind of cool, the Malecon to the marina areas in La Paz. Now we're going to anchor in La Paz. We're not, lots of marinas to choose from, but haven't we done enough marina stuff? So we're going to anchor. We can anchor right in front of town. There's some quieter areas, some louder areas because of all the nightclubs that are here. But you know, we're going to experience the La Paz nightlife a little, and our plan is to anchor actually right in front of the Malecon and where all the nightclubs are. So let's go see how this channel works and how that goes.
Here's the chart, and we're working on getting to the entrance of this channel. And here it is with several buoys, and it's right off the bow of this ship that's anchored here.
Well, it's stern tied to the dock. It's med-moored. It's stern tied to the dock and anchored in front.
And there's our red, green, whatever. All kinds of stuff. And a boat coming out, a small one coming out of Costa Baja, which is finally coming into view on the other side of this ship. Alright, enough of big boats. Follow the channel. Here's the Costa Baja Marina, right here at the entrance. And the first of many buoys to go around.
So the channel, the dredged marked channel here is 4 miles long, 3.9 miles. We are away from where we plan to anchor. But it's well marked. We've read that while well marked, it can be difficult at night because there's so many lights of La Paz, it's hard to identify the buoys visually, so you might have to come in strictly on a chart. Not sure how I would feel about that, because then you're betting that the buoys and charts are accurately charted if it can be difficult to see the buoys because of the city lights.
Yeah, you might be better to anchor out in a bay and come in during the day, because there are a lot of bays out there close to the entrance that you could hang out in. All right, let's make this turn.
For those of you that ask all the time, like what's the buzzing, that just here a little bit, but I think the camera picks up more. It's this guy right here. It's how I steered the boat. So that's a turn to port, turn to starboard. I steer with the joystick versus the wheel just because it's a lot easier. So as we continue up the channel, with a red marker over here and a green marker over here, on the chart, right down the middle. That's all good. 12 feet of water. By the way, this is offset depth. This is 12 feet under the hull of Sea Venture, which draws 6.5 feet. So we're actually about in 18.5 feet of water or so. But that's the depth we care about. The depth from the bottom of the keel to the bottom. And we'll just keep moving along straight up the middle of the channel.
Working our way in the channel. Here's the next marina. It's Marina Palmyra. And there's the town up ahead. Another very large buoy. We were trying to see if you could see the sandbank in the color of the water, because there's kind of like a sandbank here that we're obviously avoiding. And it looks a little lighter in color, but not super obvious just yet. At any rate, we're still in about 18 to 20 feet of water, and the channel is right on ahead of us.
La Paz Port Captain, La Paz Port Captain, Sea Venture, channel 16.
La Paz Port Captain, channel 14.
Channel 14.
Yes, sir.
Hello, we're the vessel Sea Venture with 2 people on board, just entering the harbor and planning to go to the anchorage area.
Yeah, what is the last port?
Ensenada.
Please repeat the name of the boat.
Sea Venture.
Okay, Sea Venture, thanks.
Thank you very much. Standing by on channel 16.
16.
All right, apparently that's it. We heard another boat call and say they're coming from Ensenada too, since that's the last port we actually checked out of. So, and we know one of the boats we were just anchored with, so we'll go with Ensenada. That's our last port. Anyway, we're done.
All right, so there was a slight turn in our course, the channel, but apparently this vessel didn't make the turn, or something else happened, who knows. But it's kind of weird to just see a mast in the water. The channel continues straight ahead, but looking over here, you can see a little island in the middle. That's what we need to avoid. We're coming up on a lot of boats here in the anchorage. You can see boats on either side, on the far side of the red buoy on that side, and over here on the far side of the green buoy, keeping the channel clear. So that's our mission, to keep the channel clear and find ourselves a comfortable spot to anchor. But it looks like there's plenty of room here.
Well, here we are in La Paz. This is all the boats way over here anchored, where it's a little quieter, going way back. We're here in front of one of the big marinas. All these boats here anchored. There's our friends on Fern, Brian and Melissa with Harrison, that watched our cats in San Jose del Cabo, and we anchored with and rafted with in Ford's Terror in Alaska. And there's our friends on Crackerjack, who had dinner aboard Sea Venture the other night. Right along the downtown Malecon here in La Paz. This will be fun. I think the next night or two might be a little quiet, then I think it's going to get really fun. So the tide is just beginning to come in. We're at low tide, so everyone is pointed outward. We should be like this for 6 or so hours, and then everyone's going to swing around at once, hopefully, and somewhat similar. At least that's the plan. We are anchored in 12 feet of water with about 80 feet of chain out. All right, so where exactly in La Paz are we anchored? Well, if you go to our website, cruisingseaventure.com, there's a little icon right up here that says, where in the world is Sea Venture anchored? If we click on that, it'll take us to our Garmin homepage, and here's what you'll see. On the Garmin homepage, it'll show you our tracks up to Espiritu Santos when we arrived in the area, and then down here to La Paz today. So now let's zoom in on La Paz. Looking at the topographical view, it's hard to see where exactly in town we really are. There's a drop-down menu over here that you can go to an aerial view, but also if you just zoom in, it will switch to the aerial view. And if we do that, you can see where Sea Venture is in relation to this marina right here. That's our actual position. It's very, very accurate. Updates every 10 minutes around the clock. You can see the big square of this marina. And if we look out the back window, there's the square of that marina. So now you know exactly where in La Paz we are anchored.
Look at the dolphins coming right by the boat. We're getting pretty close to the end of the day. The sun is setting. And we'll walk you up here. There's some grasses, and that'll give you a sense of the water flow coming by the boat as we're having our twice daily tidal exchange. The sun is setting on our first day here in La Paz.
Salute. Have our margaritas. Little sundowner before we barbecue up dinner, but I think it's time to wrap up this video. I hope you've enjoyed the epic 2.6 mile cruise, the snorkeling that we did at the couple destinations there, and then our really no wind and flat seas cruise today into La Paz. So if you enjoyed that, please feel free to subscribe and like and comment and all those good things. But I think that'll wrap it up for here. So until next time, wishing you no wind and flat seas. Now it's time to go get ready to explore La Paz.